So many police have rushed to that scene. In the meantime, the price of everything keeps going of that apartment complex out of the area, those who are arriving on the scene. This is the Enzio apartment homes. In the last few minutes, we've seen crime scene tape put up. We've reached out to Gwinnett Police to find out exactly what's going on, but it's clear there's major activity, obviously, with those dozens of police cars lined up and down the road. We'll keep you updated as soon as we can.
Also tonight, family.
And this is another live look of the scene right now. Still lots of police out here. GBI is investigating as well. Now, the sheriff's department says the deputy is expected to make a full recovery. The suspect was taken to a hospital. He is under arrest. No word on his condition. We are working to find out what charges he will face. For now, we are live in Lawrenceville. Christopher King, Fox 5 News.
Where there is still a very active scene out there tonight. All right, Christopher, thanks for the latest. Meantime, just...
See those cut lines in the concrete? A plumber had it open. And he did exactly what I thought he would do. Just laid the concrete back in the hole. But guess what? When it rains, that concrete's gonna settle.
And Contravious Dozier are now facing a number of charges, including attempted murder, aggravated assault, armed robbery, and assault with a deadly weapon. Police say the shooting happened last summer. They also told Fox 5 that the suspects are all part of a criminal organization known as the Gangster Disciples, or GDs. They were indicted on 54 separate counts after evidence was presented by the DA's office and LaGrange Police.
New details have emerged.
You see the water meter there? A plumber did this. Plumbers never replace the concrete. Never. 9 times out of 10 is because they never pulled a permit.
Passing car. One of those bullets shattered the storefront of the Sephora. Officers tracked down the suspected shooter with the help of their air unit. 33-year-old Hen Oak, Gebra Michael, faces numerous charges, including reckless conduct.
To honor an Atlanta pastor who authorities say was murdered by a man that she tried to help. The funeral for Pastor Marita Harrell took place at Cascade United Methodist Church earlier today. Speakers at the service asked the crowd not to focus on the brutal way she died, but rather the wonderful life she lived serving God and helping others.
We just have to trust God that He knows and He sees all, and in due time, we will all know why.
DeKalb County Police arrested Christopher Griggs for the pastor's murder. Investigators
got a little bit of a pruning job here needs to be done. That's Seminole down there. Freedom Parkway, North Highland. I forget what the name of this street is. But it's kind of in the way. Looks like it might have fallen out. One of these tree limbs might have broken. Yeah, that's what it is. Something needs to be cut up here.
We're saying, get out of the mall, get out of the mall. So a lot of people were really panicking because they didn't know, is he in the mall, is he outside the mall? First they wouldn't let us out, now they're running us out. So yeah, it was really confusing, and a lot of people were really scared. Elderly people, it was how were they getting to the cars, and yeah, it was chaotic.
Investigators say they're now in the process of interviewing 2 possible suspects. A pilot in California was killed today after his plane hit a building before crashing into a nearby field. Officials say it happened this morning in Oxnard, about an hour north of Los Angeles. So far, it's unclear what led to the crash. Investigators have only revealed the plane went down shortly after takeoff.
The Grand Rapids police officer who's being charged with second-degree murder made his first court appearance earlier today. A judge set Christopher Schur's bond.
Custom by Crunch. Ouch.
Heat, and you've got to replace it. Also, there's sediment in all petroleum products, and it's usually laying at the bottom of your fuel tank.
AAA says 200,000 drivers have called for roadside assistance so far this year, claiming they were out of gas. The best advice, don't let your gas gauge get below a quarter of a tank.
Attempts to open or pry the door open.
Forest Park Police Major Sandra Johnson walked me through the video. At some point, you see a second man joining in to help pry open the door.
2 of the male subjects went directly to the ATM and removed it. You could see that it only took probably less than 2 minutes for the entire incident to occur.
A third man inside had his eyes on another prized possession, liquor.
He identified the liquor as Don Julio liquor, and the cost of it, according to the owner of the business, was anywhere from $300 to $500.
Video shows the bold thieves pulling away with both rear doors open because the machine was too big in the back seat.
Let the phone out there.
Hope someone will see the video and come forward with information.
It's unfortunate that we have individuals like this that's...
How long y'all gonna leave this scooter here? It's a spin. It's on public property. Public customer parking, not scooter parking.
And I count you as a new tenant, and they told me I would have to be paying $1,632. So I'm like, wow, to go from $1,100 to $1,632, that's a whole $532 difference.
When the fire, these critical functions that keep up the county's infrastructure and things that are important for the life of the residents of this county.
In addition to the post-COVID staffing issues that other businesses face, a recent study shows Cobb County pays less than other governments. So what's the long-term plan? I'll have that for you on Fox 5 News Edge at 11. In Cobb,
series of training events where you have to learn about watching the water. You have to be a natural caregiver, someone who wants to do this. So it makes it challenging. If we line up 100 guys, we might take 20 and 30 of those.
The American Lifeguard Association says a large number of swimming instructors are now being called in to serve as lifeguards during the shortage. As inflation surges to a new high, U.S. consumers are bracing for a bigger burden on their grocery bills. That's because the latest Consumer Price Index shows prices for all consumer goods have gone up by 8.6% over the past 12 months. Food costs are a major driver as prices at the grocery store have increased by nearly 12%. Starbucks says it's considering an end to its open
within a day of boarding their flights back home to the U.S. The White House plans to reevaluate in 90 days and says the mandate could be reinstated. It's a big win for the travel industry. It's also welcome news for international travelers who've often struggled to understand the rules.
It's a lot of information. It's just we don't really know what our options are.
An administration official tells Fox News that the international travel mandate expires Sunday at midnight.
The Biden administration is
and I count you as a new tenant, and they told me I would have to be paying $1,632. So I'm like, wow, to go from $1,100 to $1,632, that's a whole $532 difference.
When the fire,
That my son, RJ, wants to do this for society and the community.
such a nice young man. RJ says he was inspired to take part in the 50-yard challenge after 3 of his grandparents passed away. All 3 were veterans who proudly served their country.
Yeah, what a great kid. Coming up on Fox 5 News Edge.
Quote, reallocating public funding away from criminal justice. Don't want to defund the police? Defeat Jake Evans. School Freedom Fund is responsible for the content of this